Welcome back to Sahara TV. My name is Rudolf Okonkwo. This is the second segment of our Skype call. This is when we give you the chance to talk to us, give us your feedback on some of the stories we've been covering today. And we have different people who called in, and we are going to start our discussion with what happened yesterday when the former security chief of General Sani Abacha was freed by the appeals court in Lagos. He was sentenced to death last year by the High Court, but they appealed and he got his sentences dismissed and acquitted. So we want to talk to Nigerians all over the world on their reaction to that. When we finish with that discussion, if we have time, we're going to also go back and discuss the River State situation and the idea that Patience Jonathan is out of control, as was suggested by Professor Wole Soyinka this week. So I have with me on the line from London, Ikem, welcome to Sahara TV. Oh, okay, I think we don't have Ikem now. Okay, all right, we have Moschino, welcome to Sahara TV. Are you there in London? So I have with me on the line Olufemi, welcome to Sahara TV. All right, so our callers, please, I'll ask you to turn down the volume of your computer. Don't watch live stream. Talk to us and concentrate on our discussion. We're live now. When we finish, you can watch this on YouTube because we're going to post it on YouTube. All right, Olufemi in Minnesota, welcome to Sahara TV.
Oh, thank you very much. How are you? Good afternoon.
Good. Patrick in New York, welcome to Sahara TV. Patrick, are you there? Okay, I think we don't have Patrick anymore. Tenola in Texas, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you, Rudolf. How are you?
Very good. So what I have here is Olufemi and Tenola. If anybody's with us and I didn't call your name, please tell me what your name is. Hello? All right, I think it's two of you for now. So we're going to get some other people to join us if when they're calling. Now, Olufemi, let me start with you.
Okay.
Mustapha, Major Mustapha, he was sentenced to death last year, and yesterday he was freed, acquitted, go home, enjoy, and he actually went home. So what do you think about the judicial system in Nigeria? What led to this point where we are?
Isn't it laughable? Unfortunately, that is the card that Nigerians have been dealt. So what are we going to do other than laugh it off? It's disappointing. It's very unfortunate, and but congratulations to Mustapha. He has gone away with blood in his hands. That's my simple observation. A lot of people have said that Mustapha was just doing the bidding of his master then, in the person of General Abacha. But I don't believe that. I believe he killed somebody. He killed a lot of people, as a matter of fact. He needs to be dealt with, or he needed to be dealt with. He needed to face justice. But the courts of Nigeria have spoken, even though it took so long a time for them to speak. I think the regular Nigerians...
Do you think there is any possibility that the Supreme Court will reverse this judgment?
Who's going to go to the Supreme Court? You think the government is going to go to the Supreme Court?
Well, they said they are going to go. The government said they are going to go, but we are not. They have not gone. You know, we will wait and see.
So why they go to the Supreme Court? Are they telling us that they are going to go back and arrest Mustapha and put him back in prison?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
So it doesn't make any sense. So I think they have to answer that question. So.
Let me ask Teniola, what is your take in the whole situation with Mustapha?
I quite agree with Olufemi. It's quite ridiculous that the things that is going on in Nigeria is very laughable. It's so unfortunate that Nigerian judicial system has fallen short of what we expect of them. there has been a lot of inconsistencies, and you can see it's been happening for long. And I have always been saying that we need to take our destiny to our hands, because the way Nigeria is going, the last hope of a common man is the judiciary. But now, with the last hope of Nigeria is ourselves. That's one thing I believe in. Because if care is not taken, Nigeria is gone already. No judicial system. Where do you want to go to, rather than for us to take our destiny into our hands? This is someone who, this is Al Mustapha has been someone who has been alleged of killing someone. And for over, even look at the judicial system, before they could even come to this conclusion, it took 14 good years. You know, the whole thing needs to be overhauled, and we need to find a lasting solution to the problem in Nigeria.
Yeah, you mentioned that it took 14 years, and this yesterday I saw in the paper that the son of Biola was saying that it's now left for Allah to get justice for the father and the mom. You mentioned that we have to take this thing into our hands. We have to do something. What do you think is the attitude of Nigerians to all these abnormal things going on? This, in the sense that we just give up and think that somehow God or somebody else from outside will handle the situation for us.
Yeah, the problem with we Nigerians is that we are too complacent and we are too religious, that we believe God will come down from heaven to
Smiling
help us.
and suffering.
Yeah, God will never come down to heaven and help us. I have a science background, and Newton's third law of motion says that a body will remain in a state of rest or in a uniform motion unless it is acted by force, which means that God has given us every opportunity to take what belongs to us. If we decide to look at these people and believe God will come down from heaven, we are deceiving ourselves. We need to stand up for what is right, and we need to speak out.
Now, Tenala, let me come in there. You said, you mentioned you did science. Also, there's a law that says that action and reaction are equal and opposite, but it doesn't seem to be acting in Nigeria. You know, like look at what happened when they had the governors trying to elect a chairman, and 16 people voted for, 18 people voted, and they made the case that 16 people were the people who decided who should be the governor. Now, the chairman of the governors forum. Now you have a situation in River State where 5 people were saying that they have the power now to overrule the other 23 people. Don't you see that when you have action and the reaction is not equal and opposite, as we see in Nigeria, people don't get to deal with things, and it continues to increase in the degree of impunity?
Yeah, you see, most of the problem we have in Nigeria is ignorance. Most of us don't even know the power we have. Some of us don't know that because of this impunity, it's being supported by somebody. For example, for the past some months now, look at Dokubo Asari saying if Jonathan did not win election in 2015, Nigeria is gone. And even dare the police to come and arrest him if they can. Who can say such statement if he does not even have the backing of the presidency? And the presidency does not even come out and open up and dissociate himself from such kind of a person. That is to tell you that even the president himself has committed an impeachable offense. There are a lot of impeachable offenses the president has committed, and it is left in the hand of Nigerians to call all their representatives that we are not happy with what is going on in the country. This, our president, if he cannot confine himself with the rule of law, he needs to be impeached.
Olufemi, you are in Minnesota. I understand that Minnesota is where you have, in all of the United States, it's a place that is not operating. You have radicals, mavericks operating there. Look at the Nigerian situation. Why is it that we don't have anything that is different from this aberration going on?
Yeah, you see, Nigerian system is such a complicated system because, first of all, let me answer your question. There are too many people benefiting from the status quo. You understand me? And to get that rooted out, is going to take the collective effort of not not the people that are benefiting from it, definitely, but the people that are not benefiting from it. And how does that happen? First of all, they need to be informed, but currently they are not being informed. And I am a Christian. Let me make that very transparent. I still believe that there are 2 or 3 individuals in Nigeria that are not doing what they are supposed to do, even though they are. And these individuals are our pastors. You understand me? I've said it everywhere. I've been opportune to speak. They need to mobilize the youth of Nigeria and let them know that, because some of these folks, they come to the US, they come to this. In fact, they have their children all over the world, in the Western world. So they go back to Nigeria and tell Nigerians that oh, you just do whatever the government asks you to do. It doesn't happen that way. No country in the world, there is no Western nation or whatever nation you want to talk about in the world that is modern today, or that is built today, that is built by the people in power. No, nobody is going to give you the power if you don't demand for it, if you don't ask for it, if you don't, as a matter of fact, fight for it. The US, if you look at what is going on in Congress, if you leave these guys alone without prioritizing them, without standing up to them, they will absolutely behave like the way Nigerian politicians are behaving. It is because the people here are making sure that the elected leaders are answerable to them, either they like it or not. They are answerable to them. And whoever is not answerable is made to face the consequences. So until Nigeria and Nigerians realized the power they have. But my concern, what bothers me the most, is that the people are not going to realize the power they have until the people that are leading them. You understand me? Because Nigeria is such a religious, centralized country that is going to take the churches, and thank goodness the churches led it in America, and they were able to succeed. Talk about civil rights, talk about even so-called abortion, all these people fighting gay. Look at the involvement of the churches. It is not until we are threatened or whatever that will come out. So one of the responsibilities of the churches is to act like a community to give the people the opportunity to ask for their right from their leaders.
Teniola, let me bring this to your attention and see what your take is. The first place that Mustapha went to when he left prison was to go and see Prophet TB Joshua. What does that mean? What does that say about Mustapha and TB Joshua?
Yeah, I don't really know much about that, but based on what I heard, that I think he prophesied to him some time ago that he's going to, be imprisoned and eventually is going to be released. Maybe he felt maybe what the man has actually prophesied came to pass, and maybe that's the reason why he went there first. But like Olufemi has said, the major problem, I will always say, I am a Christian as well. The major problem we have in Nigeria is religion. We are too religious, but we are not godly. That is the main fact. Everybody hides under the cover of religion. So, if it's this, is that, but we don't face the reality. And that is the problem. Someone who has killed, someone who has stolen, we also go to the church and go and give money to the pastor. And they will not condemn such acts. These are the things that are bringing decadence to Nigeria. And that we need to sensitize people to let them know that, it's not by giving money to the church that will make you make heaven. It depends on you as a person, what you've been able to do as an individual, how you've been able to impact on people's lives positively. There are many people in the churches, they rather prefer to buy a car to a pastor, but when they see someone who is suffering, they will never even take a look at the person and help, just because they want to be influential in the church, they want to get the position of a deacon and all sorts of things. And that is why Nigeria is not progressing. We are so self-centered, we are so selfish that when I'm benefiting from a government, I don't want to criticize the government. When I'm benefiting from this, I don't want to criticize the person. I would rather abstain myself from such kind of individual and criticize them outwardly than associating myself with them. Now, like I always say, that I don't know this man before, Pastor Bakari. I respect him so much because the man has nothing to gain, nothing to lose if he decides to keep quiet. If he decides to speak against injustice that is going on in Nigeria, he has nothing to lose. If he decides to join the bandwagon, he even has more to gain. Some people criticize him that he talks a lot. But if he can have many pastors participating and speaking out that what these people are doing is wrong, we are not telling you to enforce them or to put it on them, but advise them and talk to them, speak out. The greatest tragedy to a man is not when he dies, but what dies in him when he lives. Some of these people know the truth, but they don't want to speak out.
So, Olufemi, I think we are narrowing this discussion down to a point where I think I want to ask you. People seem to see these things when they are outside the country. Why is it that many people within the country are not seeing this? Olufemi, are you there? Okay, I think we lost.
Hello.
Yeah, Olufemi. I think we lost Olufemi.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Who is this? You joined us now. What's your name, please?
This Deji Moschino.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. You're in London. All right. We've been having the discussion on Mustapha.
Yeah, I've been listening.
You've been listening. Okay. So what's your take? Go ahead.
Yeah, my personal opinion on Mustapha issue is, I want to put it this way: like if you know you have a skeleton in your cupboard, you don't really need to ask for justice, or let me just say, never pray for justice, because it might come out somehow to hurt you. That's the case of Abiola, Kudirat, and Mustapha, in my opinion. Because to be fair, we've all been demanding for justice, and yesterday ruling was a way forward after 15 or 14 years thereabout. We should first see the Lord there and don't put passion or tribe or anything, because Mustapha didn't actually kill anybody. He was just a soldier then, and he was acting under order. But I'm not supporting Mustapha, don't get me wrong, but we just need to see from that aspect, so he will always win a case at the court of law on that basis. So we should not question our politicians that are saying they want to take the case back to Supreme Court. I don't see the reason why they are going to do that now after 14 to 15 years, because most of the Southwest leaders happen to gain power under the same name of Abiola and Kudira. And for them to be in power, someone like Tinubu and the others, to be in power for more than 10 years now, and they can't even fight for that cause until now, that after 15 years that we got justice yesterday, and they are planning to, which I think is another waste of time, in my own personal opinion. But it just shows us what is going on with our justice system. And this is time for everybody to ask questions, not to start running under the same wagon. Like, why should they free him? Why should they free him? We should not question the reason why he was being kept for 15 years, the reason why they first asked, the first ruling said it was going to be anger came up today. We should ask all those questions.
Okay. Mosquito, I think your line is bad now. Let me round up, because I understand that we have 2 minutes left. Let me round up. I want to ask you, Olufemi, looking at the crisis in Egypt as a background, what do you think that the Nigerian political class should be concerned about as we approach 2015? Olufemi, are you there? All right, let me go to Tenola. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so I'm asking, with this situation in Egypt as a backdrop, what do you think the Nigerian political class should be thinking about, worried about, as we approach 2015?
Yeah, what they should be worried about is that no matter how long you tend to victimize people, it will get to a point that they come back to you. It's just like you are pushing a snake and you are driving a snake, you're trying to kill a snake. It will get to a point you get so frustrated and get back at you. They might feel Nigerians are docile. They might feel Nigerians cannot do anything. But if the thing goes beyond what Nigerians can take, it can turn to something else. What I will just appeal to all well-meaning Nigeria and to the president is to always try as much as possible to follow the rule of law so that our nascent democracy will not just be wasted for anything like that, because we never can tell. Anything can happen if these abnormalities continue to persist. That is what I just feel.
Yeah, thank you so much. Moschino, are you back? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I was asking, now that we're approaching 2015, what should be the concern of the political class? Did you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah. Okay, you can hear me.
About a politician, the politician.
Yes, yes. Go ahead. Okay, I think his line is very bad. I will have to end it here. I want to thank Moschino in London for joining us, Olufemi in Minnesota. Thank you so much for joining us. And Teniola in Texas. Thank you, guys. We are going to continue the discussion next week because as far as we're here, we are going to follow everything that is going on in Nigeria and the rest of Africa, especially in the coming 1 and 2 years when we have this election that seem to be heating up the political environment in Nigeria. But we got to end it here for now. I want to thank everyone that joined us. Stay tuned for Keeping It Real and Dr. Damages.